Hi mga kawawmat! In this video, we will talk about correlated data and how to use Pearson's R in measuring a linear correlation. Bago natin tignan ang ating sample problem, Judy, ano nga ba ang Pearson's product moment correlation coefficient?
Magandang tanong yan, Floyd. Ang person-product moment correlation coefficient or Pearson's R is a measure of the linear correlation dependence between two variables x and y, giving a value between +1 and -1. It was developed by Carl Pearson from a related idea introduced by Francis Galton in the 1880s. We use the Pearson's R to determine just how strong the relationship is between the two variables. It is denoted by this formula. With this, let's now proceed to our sample problem. What is the relationship between the average income and the average expenditure of NCR, CAR, Region 1, Region 2, and Region 3?
Ba ang mga given values natin sa problema na ito? X be the average income of the region in thousands, and let Y be the average expenditure in thousands. After identifying the X and Y variables, we can compute XY, X squared, and Y squared so that it will be easier to use the Pearson's R formula later on.
Now that we have obtained all the values needed, let us substitute them to the formula. Substituting the values, we will get 0.96. After computing the value of the sample correlation coefficient R, we can now provide a qualitative interpretation describing the degree of the linear relationship between the average income and average expenditure of NCR, CAR, Region 1, Region 2, and Region 3.
The degree of linear relationship between the average income and average expenditure is 0.96. Thus, there is a very strong positive correlation between the two variables.
That's right. This can be said because the absolute value of R is close to 1 or is between 0.8 and 0.1. We can also test the claim that there is a correlation between the average income and average expenditures of the 5 regions. To do this, let us identify the hypothesis and level of significance. So our null hypothesis is P equals to 0, and our alternative hypothesis is P is not equal to 0. So it is two-tailed, and that is our claim. And our level of significance is 0.05. So using a 0.05 level of significance, 3 degrees of freedom, and two-tailed test, we can identify the critical value in the t-table, which is positive negative 3.182. Next, using the t-test statistic formula, we can substitute the given values where correlation coefficient is equal to 0.96 and our total number of observation is equal to 5. So that is our formula, and we will substitute it and we will get 5.94.
Plotting the values on the graph, we can see that the absolute value of t is greater than the absolute value of the critical value. Therefore, we reject the null hypothesis, and we can conclude that there is enough evidence to support the claim that there is a significant linear correlation between the average income and the average expenditure of the 5 regions.
And that's all for today's video. Thank you mga kawang math. We hope you learned something. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family para naman magkaroon din ng very strong positive correlation ang knowledge nyo sa statistics.
Hanggang sa muli, paalam!